Hello everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Action Comics, issue number 3. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now the issue starts off with Clark recovering from his ordeal from issue number 2, and he's dreaming, and this dreaming happens to be a flashback. And the flashback is to Krypton, particularly on Kandor, where Superman is a little baby, and he is with his mother. However, while on Kandor, Brainiac attacks. He then takes Kandor, shrinks it down, don't worry, Superman and his mom get out okay, and steals Kandor. And then Clark wakes up. He's interrogated by the police a bit, and then he goes about his day. Doing some investigation, doing some newspaper stuff, you know, the typical reporter stuff, which then will all lead into Brainiac starting his assault on Earth, taking over some machines here, taking over some machines there, and also getting into the military's business with a certain somebody, a certain Batman villain that we kind of all know, the start of possibly Metallo. While all this is going down, people are starting to dislike Superman, as you can see from the cover right here. The general public don't like him. They see him as a person that causes more trouble than good, who's attacking the people that have been actually helping out the general public. So will Clark Kent be able to rectify what's going on with the people and with Superman, at the same time being able to be ready to fight on possibly an invasion by Brainiac? Or will he crumble and fall? Well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, we get a little bit more of a backstory of Krypton, which is good. And we also get a little bit more of the main villain, Brainiac, coming in. And we can only assume it's Brainiac because it's showing all the standard Brainiac-like functions. Shrinking down Kandor, having the 3 glowing circles, taking over machines, being more detached and being mechanical and robotic. It's nice that we're actually getting a villain being pushed a little bit more, along with Luthor, but getting a little bit more of a push. And this is definitely a setup for later issues, especially with Clark and his position in the world as Clark Kent in part of the newspaper. Greg Morales, who I believe does the art through all this issue, I think there were 2 artists in issue number 2, he does a decent job at drawing Clark Kent different from Superman. Clark Kent wears baggier clothes, wears his hair down like that, has his glasses. It's hard to tell the difference between the two. He does not look big at all when he's Clark Kent, which is good also. Bad. Well, first of all, I didn't like the costumes that were used on Krypton. Now that this is just a personal thing, but it just didn't impress me. But that's more or less a personal thing. Really bad, this was kind of a boring issue. It was kind of slow. There was a lot of this, and maybe a little too much of this. This is definitely a setup issue, and you get to see it here, but it's too much of a setup issue that on its own is the story really wasn't that good. That and Greg Morales, well, is a good artist. I don't like his Jimmy Olsen at all. His Jimmy Olsen looks really weird. I can't describe it. Just really, really weird. Whether or not you should pick it up, to be honest, I mean, this is one of the faults of Grant Morrison. Is that his material is much better when it's collected into a trade or a hardcover or a graphic novel, where small chapters like this aren't that big of a deal because they all play into the bigger story. As an individual issue, I was actually kind of disappointed in this. It really wasn't that good. It really wasn't that entertaining. It's a setup issue, and I understand that. I'm not going to hate on it because of that. And I should expect this because it's Grant Morrison. That's what he does. There's always some kind of setup issues for the grander scheme of things, and it works out in the end. But for the individual issue, this was a little bit boring. I would say pick it up just for the pure fact that it's all going to pay off in the end. But just be warned, this was like I said, not really that good. Actually, I give it like a 2 out of 5 stars. I really didn't care for this, which is surprising because Action Comics has been, for the most part, good the past 2 weeks. But issue number 3, didn't feel it. So with that said, hopefully issue number 4 will be the payoff, and we'll get back onto a good progression upwards. With that said, this is Andrew saying peace out for now.